everyone, Siren Rock here, and wow, this is very different from my normal content, isn't it? I'm not normally a video kind of person, but normally I do my streams, but for a little bit of context, if you don't know who I am, hello, my name is Siren or Rocky. I'm a variety streamer on Twitch, and to anyone who has been following me for quite a while, I have been trying to get this old badge. I want to do lockerless at some point, and I wanted to unlock Sprint in the Dead Drop shop, but I couldn't do it without this badge. So I've had a bunch of streams dedicated to it, and I have not succeeded. And I was just playing with my friend casually tonight. We were playing The Hunted, and you can see that where is it? I beat it right here. This one as well. And my friend had to go, but I noticed that from The Hunted, there was a continue button. And what I didn't know is that that would unlock me a regular run, but I would be allowed a high-quality flashlight and a high-quality flash beacon. Now, I didn't get to try out the beacon because I didn't really know what it would do. I was a little nervous. But I did use the flashlight, and basically the flashlight didn't drain any battery. So it was basically like a really great, like, never-ending flashlight. It was amazing. And so I was playing on my own, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to be having some pressure streams next week. Why don't I do a speedrun attempt so that I don't stay rusty? And I managed to record, but it just so happened that that was the attempt that we succeeded and got our hands on this badge. We just barely did it, guys. We had like 6 minutes left, but I'm happy I managed to record it. Something in my gut, I was just like, I'll record it just in case, you know, content, right? So anyway, I hope that maybe watching my playthrough of it, I'll do a little bit of a voiceover, but maybe it'll help someone get this badge. I'm not gonna lie to you, like a lot of people do. This badge was difficult. I don't care what people say. I found it difficult. Maybe it's because I only really have I had 4 wins, now I have 5. But yeah, it's pretty difficult, I'm not gonna lie. So anyway, I'm gonna just kind of be explaining my thought process as a voiceover throughout the clip, but I won't waste any more time. I hope you enjoy the video, guys. Alright, here we go, guys. So, I started on the pause screen to show off my account. Not really sure if showing proof of the account that I did this on is necessary. I guess I just wanted to show proof that this was, in fact, my speedrun. It's not even a great speedrun. I had 6 minutes to spare, but I was damn proud of myself. So, I just want to say in advance, this is an unscripted video. I have never done a video of this sort of demeanor, and I am going with no script. And I am a person whose mind tends to wander, so to speak. So, I do hope you bear with me if at any point I get sidetracked, but basically what I wanted to do is give a little bit of background information as to what sort of led me to doing this speedrun and how the video is going to look while we're going through the first few rooms and as you're watching me deal with the first angler. Super fun. So basically, a couple of my friends got me into Pressure right before the Worth the Wait update, probably about a week, and I got to play a little bit before the update, and when the update came out, it just completely, like, locked me into a fixation on this game. I only had 4 wins under my belt at the time of recording this video, and I now have 5 with the succeeded speedrun, as you saw at the beginning of the video. So this was a very ambitious achievement to go for so early into my Pressure experience. I know that most people don't go for this achievement until they have a lot more wins and are more comfortable with the game. So I wanted to make it very clear that I am not a professional. I'm going to give the best tips that I can in hopes of maybe helping other people, but if you want a lot more of like an in-depth or like the analytics of like statistics of the game, like when anglers spawn kind of thing, you guys might have to go for another video for that. But yeah, basically what I'm going to be doing for the video is I will be speeding up and trimming down some parts that have a lack of content. Ideally not trimming much aside from searchlights. I plan to kind of like just show the parts when I finish the machines because it's kind of just a lot of me running around and dodging the searchlights. Although I do have a couple spots immediately in mind that I want to show off because oh my god, my juke skills are amazing. Y'all gotta trust me on that. So anyway, I did not notice at the time of starting the speedrun, but the flashlight from beating the Hunted does not actually drain battery, nor does it trigger squiddles, and this helped me immensely. I don't know I'm sure I could have done it without it, but this definitely aided me in finally being able to reach this achievement. Because I did not have to fight through dark rooms, and I did not have to deal with squiddles in the ridge. So it was honestly just a lifesaver, truly. And to anyone who's actually trying to get the achievement in which you unlock the black light in the dead drop shop by, I think it's not picking up any light sources throughout your run, I found out, on accident actually, that using the light sources from the hunted challenge, winning it, does not count. I didn't even notice. I didn't pick up any extra light sources throughout the speedrun because I didn't need any, and it gave me the achievement. So I guess I accidentally got a little cheat code for that achievement. So if you've been struggling to get it and you've beaten the hunted or are good at the hunted, then maybe you could give that a try. But anyways, I'm not going to talk your ear off anymore. I'm going to go ahead and let the clip continue to roll, and I will just pop back in when I feel like there's some spots that could use some extra commentary. So as we come up on, what is it, our 5th angler, I'm gonna slow it down a little bit, and I am back because we are actually coming right up on, drumroll, 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 the jet suit. So I figured it would be a good idea, since there are so many people who are still, you know, getting used to this new update, that I would kind of talk about what my thought process was during this part, especially since they refined it recently to make it a little bit more difficult, which actually went from making this what's it called, major event, I think. It took this major event from being really fun and light to still being fun, but a lot more intense. It requires a lot more focus than it used to. And I actually have to, like, use my brain cells when I'm playing this. So, honestly, if I could give any tips, really just, unless you're dealing with lag, having a quick reaction is the difference between, like, falling and staying atop everything. If my memory serves correctly, I made it completely through this without taking a fall, which, honestly, I think that's the first in a while ever since this new refinement of the jet suit evaluation came out. So, actually, I didn't even acknowledge it at the time, but I am hella proud of myself for that. So, yeah, as you guys can see, I deal with a little lag in my recording, but I wasn't actually lagging all that much on my end, so I'm really trying to use my surround sounds to keep an ear out for those sort of error sounds to warn me when a platform is about to fall, and I use that to judge where I need to go, because you can see it's like really testing me here, having me jump left and right, but I was just, you know, having that quick time reaction really does mean everything. And it kind of sucks that that's really one of the only tips I can give, because it's kind of just practice makes perfect, I feel like. But it is very true. I've never really, like, had someone beat it for me. I've never witnessed the baby punching game. I just go for it, even if I lag, even if I fall, even if I fail. It gives me that experience to put under my belt, which gives me that extra confidence. And I'm not trying to shun anyone who's, like, done the baby game, especially if you're playing with friends and you deal with lag. If you're just, you know, doing it for fun and playing casually, it's much better to survive and continue to be able to keep playing with your friends rather than risk it and then have to end your run while your friends go on without you. So I have been there. So that's not at all what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say that don't be afraid to, like, fail at the jet suit, because it's hard now. It's gotten a lot more difficult. But it did help a lot to just go for it anyway, even if I was worried I would, like, lag or die during all of those times I was playing casually with friends or even just on my own, right? And you guys saw at the end there that I was dashing very quickly towards the exit. So I'm assuming that people probably know this. Some of the advice that I'm giving, I'm worried, is just kind of common knowledge, but I'm still going to share it anyway for anyone who might not know. But your dash automatically recharges when you touch the ground with your jet suit. Doesn't matter how long you're on the ground, it just automatically replenishes. So doing little hops and dashing can help you move really quickly. So if you are stuck behind close to the firewall, or if you're in a situation where you're speedrunning like I was, it's very handy. So, I don't think we came up on searchlights for quite a while here. What door was I on here? I was around door, what's it say, 60? Yeah, we got about another 30 floors before I came up on the searchlights. Oh my gosh. I'm sounding like so dumb without a script. I'm so sorry, y'all. This is like such a scuffed video, but I hope it's informative to a certain degree. So anyway, I'm gonna keep count of our anglers, and I will come back when we hit searchlights. So, I lied. I'm back. I totally forgot that I ran into Sebastian here, and I wanted to inform a little bit about something that I did that I don't recommend, but it worked in a pinch. So, I guess kind of take my advice with a grain of salt. If you have to do as I do here, it shows that it did work for me, but I don't always recommend it. So you guys can see that I stocked up on another med kit and a code breacher. Now, my initial idea was to save that code breacher for the ridge when we were dealing with, like, anglers left and right in the darkness, because if I came up on a keycard room, that really could have made or broke my run, right? So I was initially planning to save it, but I'm not sure how quickly I come up on it here. We might run into it, or it might end up being sped up. But basically what I end up doing is I end up finding a keycard room where, despite the room not being too big in size, I could not for the life of me find the keycard. I was following where it was pointing at me to go, I just couldn't seem to find it. So rather than fighting and continue to try to find the keycard and waste my time, I used the code breacher on that door. Now, I don't know if I would normally recommend that. If you're someone who's, like, just starting to, like, do the speedrun and you're buying code breachers for the start, try your best to save them for the ridge. But if you are really struggling, and I think this was the room, actually, you guys can see here, I'm, like, looking everywhere up and down. I'm honestly kind of wondering if in my recording I'll see where I missed it. But, yeah, you guys can see I'm searching everything, and I'm wasting time by looking. I can't hear the static well underwater. I end up pacing back and forth a few times. I mean, hey, I found a sprint while looking anyway. But, you can see me flailing my mouse. I'm getting, like, confused. But, yeah, I didn't want to waste my time, and I used my code breacher because I see that it's, like, somewhere out there. I go to look, and I'm just not finding it. I'm not sure if it's somewhere obvious and I missed it. Like I said, I'm still learning the game, but right here, I used the code breacher. I would recommend saving them for the ridge if you can. I feel like that's a pretty much a no-brainer, but I really don't know. I'm still obviously kind of learning pressure, and just in case there's people out there watching this, like me, who doesn't really know what is fully going on and wants some extra context, I thought I would share that that was my thought process. Save your code breachers as much as you can, but if you're in a situation like that where things look sticky and you're in a hurry, and you just can't find a key card for the life of you because it is evading you, code breachers work. So we love to see it. And just like that, we've made it to the lunar dock, and we're about to do searchlights. So, as you guys saw along the way, I ran into the flesh rooms, and I got an extra sprint. This ends up being my lifeline later, to say the least. I feel like I could have used the sprints a little bit better, but I end up using them in the ridge, and they really did save my skin a little bit. Definitely saved me some time. So, I don't know, I mean, obviously it's possible to do this without sprint, but to anyone who is in a similar boat to me and is learning to do the speedrun achievement, definitely hang on to any sprints you get and save them for the ridge. I was kind of thinking about using them during... there were multiple times that I almost used them, actually. I almost used them during searchlights towards the end because you guys will see I take a minute to find the exit. Walking over to it really kind of slowed me down. And when I actually end up dealing with a trench bleeder sequence later, I almost use it there, along with various long rooms within my last 30 rooms. You guys will see, it's actually wild. There are multiple times where I almost used one of my sprints just to speed things up a bit, but I didn't. And I really think that is what kept me alive. So sprints are just another one of those things that you really want to hang on to until you make it to the ridge. It is so tempting to use them in moments where you feel like things are slowing down, especially if you're trying to get the I'm Outta Here achievement that we got today. But trust me when I say it's worth it to hang on to it. It really is. So I'll cut through most of searchlights relatively quickly for you guys since it took a while. But I will feature some of the times that I juke out the Vultus because I think it's pretty funny. And without breaking too much of a sweat, we beat the first searchlights encounter. So you guys can see the green over the horizon. I really should have flipped the conveyor belt and I would have gotten there a whole lot faster. This is where I started to kind of get a little nervous and impatient, wondering if I should use my sprint, but I decided against it and that it would be a waste. I was correct. I ended up being fine not using it here, but I definitely was tempted. I realized that most of the jukes that I was claiming about earlier are actually at the end sequence, and I apologize, you're gonna have to wait for those, but I hope still showing some of the spots where I hid could maybe help people who are new to the searchlights encounter, new to the game, or just looking for some new spots to hide at. So regardless, I continue to move forward here, and I would speed it up, but I'm actually coming up close on another little encounter here. So I'm just gonna keep yapping your guys' ear off. So I was kind of starting to get to a point here where I started to get really unlucky. So this puzzle is a first of many things that really tried to test me and slow me down. You guys will see for sure. I'm not really bad at these puzzles, but I'm not good either. I just kind of have a bit of a twitchy hand, and even if I don't need to turn a piece like right there, I flip it all the way around anyway, which is a very common occurrence that happens to me with these sorts of puzzles. So regardless, despite my bad luck, I did look at the time here, and I noticed this could very much be a spot where I kind of noticed that this was doable, this speedrun. I know my abilities and I know my speed. I knew that I could do this if I could just not slow down at all. But, of course, as you guys can see, we got a trench bleeder encounter, so that was another thing that was really going to slow us down, and was another encounter that I almost debated using a sprint on, but again, I did not. So we're getting pretty unlucky here with some of our encounters. It's really unfortunate, but it just goes to show that, you know, if I was able to do it with almost everything except Pandemonium against me, then surely you can do it as well. It's definitely doable. That's for sure with this achievement. Like, going back and looking at my footage and having completed it, that's the one definitive thing I can say. It is doable, all right. Is it easy? I'm not gonna lie to you. I struggled quite a bit. But I did eventually do it, after dedicating a few streams to it and just this one random run after taking a break. I think that that's kind of a huge thing, actually. A lot of people, when they're trying to get an achievement in a game, even if it's not Roblox pressure, they might end up grinding, and I can definitely say that I've been there. Looking back at my Twitch, I have some streams dedicated to trying to get this achievement that were hours long, like 3 to 4 hours, and I would do multiple a week. And this was my first attempt in a long while, after taking a much-needed break from the game, actually. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, I played casually with my friend for fun, and that was definitely a fresh start to get back into the game. And I think that taking a break was actually a big help for me. So if you've been trying to get this achievement and you've been grinding it out, I know how hard it is. You just want to keep grinding it. You want to keep getting that achievement. You want to get it the sooner the better. I completely understand. But consider taking a break too, taking a step away from the game no matter what it is, pressure or not. You know, doing some of your other hobbies. I'm personally a very big artist. I love to draw, and taking some time away to do some of my art and do some different types of streams definitely helped me, and I couldn't recommend that more, to be honest with you. So we made it through the trench bleeder without too much trouble, and we continue to move forward with, I can't remember if we're still on 30 doors or if we have like 29 or something like that. Oh, 25, look at that. I swear to God, I am like watching through my own recording for like the first time, so y'all are really gonna have to bear with me. But we get painter room here, but we're gonna have a little bit less sped up sequences, but I'll keep them a little bit, because there are some parts that we're not really doing too much, but you guys will see I get very unlucky. We're gonna get a lot of long rooms coming up here, and it's actually kind of crazy. And just like that, guys, we made it through the easy part anyway. And just kidding, I was an idiot. This is why you always check to see if there's 2 doors before going to a door, even when you're right at the end. Thankfully, I had 2 medkits, so it wasn't that big of a deal, but I can definitely say I was hitting my head against my desk for that one. So anyway, we did make it through the easy part, so we are now moving on to the ridge, and this is where I was really starting to sweat, I'm not gonna lie. I have under 20 minutes to beat the ridge and the end sequence, And what might sound easy to a lot of people was not really all that easy for me. At the time, I had only had 4 wins, and I couldn't guarantee that this would work. Last time I was this close, I ended up dying to Frogger. I'll just roll the clip. Oh! Damn it! No!
So close.
But, anyway. After dealing with that, to say the least, I was uneasy. I wasn't sure how I would do, I wasn't sure how it would go. I had my sprints on my side, I had a med kit, I had my flashlight, my flash beacon. I was pretty stacked on loot, but to say that I wasn't nervous would be a lie. Things ended up going out pretty well. I'll kind of just let it roll and let you guys enjoy. I won't speed up anything because I don't spend all too much time in the ridge, to be honest. I'm quite proud of how quickly I was able to move through. But yeah, you guys will see. Some people might say I ended up wasting my sprints. I am definitely not used to using them, and it shows, but I was able to make it through without too many hiccups anyway. And there we go, guys. Just like that, we made it through objectively the hardest part of the game. As you guys could see, I was not professional at all, and that is proof of the We Die in the Dark achievement with the hunted flashlight and flash beacon, in case anyone was curious. But yeah, I would argue that I did not use my sprints in the best way, but They definitely saved my skin a little bit, I think. I probably would have spent a lot more time throughout the ridge without them. I would have been a lot more paranoid. Even if they didn't actually serve me in my time, I was a lot more confident having them in my inventory. It really made all the difference. So, you guys can see the vision here. We're at 37 minutes, and I have the end sequence. I have never beaten this end sequence in a timely manner, because I was always so paranoid about the Vultus being able to one-shot. However, I personally found it a little bit disappointing, although I'm gonna trust the game devs on this one. They probably know what they're doing better than I do. One of my chat members told me on my last stream that the Vultus no longer one-shot you. You sort of have a bit of a grace period. So with that information under my belt, I was a lot more confident this time, and I was a lot more comfortable being ballsy. So without further ado, you guys can watch as I go throughout this end sequence, juke out some Vultus, and beat my speedrun.
A second Vultus has reached the area. Pay attention. A third Vultus has entered the area. Be careful. Okay. Enough transformers have been fixed. Anti-shift oiled. It should be lit up by a beacon. And inside the transformer room in a flippable router. Cannons are firing, but I'm seeing some errors on my screen. You'll need to head to the cannon side tunnels and flip some breakers to prevent them from breaking down. A beacon has been turned on to guide you to where it is.
Lucy coming in clutch as always as I pull out the bunny of celebration. I was absolutely shaking here, to say the least. I had done it pretty much. My chat has told me that there's a way that I can die during this, like, end-to-end sequence of us going through the doors. So, you'll see pretty quickly. I am just, like, plowing through these. I've never experienced that before. I think it's like a shadow type of angler sort of thing. I don't know. I've never experienced it before. You can probably look it up if you're curious. If I find a good video sourcing it, I'll put it in the description. But anyway, I didn't deal with it myself. I rushed through as quickly as I could, though. I was not messing around. And, yeah, that was pretty much it. You guys can see, I don't know if it's obvious, my gaze in the game is not super steady handling my cursor. I was literally shaking with excitement. After hours and days of streaming my attempts and doing them off camera with my friends, I had finally done it. And you guys will see that I get my badge. I was so happy. But with that being said, that is about it that I have for you guys. I hope this was able to help maybe someone figure out how they want to do their attempt. If I was able to help at all, that's honestly great. Be sure to let me know if there's any tips maybe you guys have for me since I'm still learning, or if you'd like to see more pressure content from me. I will be sure to be streaming it more on my Twitch. But yeah, you guys will see me going back to the lobby to show off and get excited with my new badge. But yeah, that is about it. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.